Welcome back. We will now be interviewing attorney Stephanie Bridges. Attorney Bridges first received her bachelor's degree from the University of New Orleans in 1984. She went on to claim her graduate degree in communications from Washington University in 1989, and then went on to pursue her Juris Doctorate at Loyola Law School, graduating in 2006. For over 13 years, she has practiced law in both criminal and civil district courts in multiple parishes at both the trial and appellate level. She has worked as an assistant city attorney for the city of New Orleans, where she was for 4 years. Notably, she is also the president of the New Orleans Council for Community and Justice, which offers programs and services for cultural diversity and inclusion to youth, schools, organizations, corporations, and teachers in the greater New Orleans area. Attorney Bridges, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be sitting with you today.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Well, we don't have a lot of time, so let's get right to our questions, shall we?
Yes.
Okay. First question, in your own words, what does it mean to you to run for this position, and what is the impact that you expect to have if given the privilege of serving in this seat?
Well, that's a very good question, and I think it goes back to my life history. I worked for the New Orleans Council for Community and Justice, founded as the National Conference, of Christians and Jews, and was working there for a long period of time, servicing our community. And Father Carter, my board chair at the time, stated that you need to become an attorney. And I said, Father, I have 3 kids right now. I don't know how I can do this. He said, I dare you. You challenge everyone else to be the best that they can be. I want you to do the same. And so I went to law school, went there at night while I worked during the day. And one person in my life who I always talk to about doing changes, making changes with the criminal justice system, said to me, you never need to run for office because you're too direct and you're too honest. And then he called me a week before qualifying to say, you need to run. And I think what I would bring to that bench is that integrity of and the honesty, and letting people see me be impartial but fair to everyone that comes before the bench.
Okay. Next question. What do you believe is the most pressing issue facing our criminal courts today? I
think the most pressing issue, I think, is the time delay with a lot of people who have a constitutional right to a quick and fair trial. And I think because of scheduling, the DA or the defense attorney or the judge themselves, I think the scheduling may be off. And I think because of that, the docket is not running smoothly, and people are sitting, waiting to be heard, their case, their trial to begin, and that type of thing. And what I would bring to the bench is I would be present. I would make certain that I have an orderly schedule that I would give to the defense attorney as well as the prosecution to say, here, way out front, to say, here is the timelines and these must be met. I think it starts with me. I have to be prepared and I have to be present.
Thank you. Next question. What sets you apart from your opponent in this runoff? And what differences do the voters need to understand about these differences?
I think what sets me apart from my opponent is the fact that I have always been a community servant. I served on several boards, including Algiers Charter School System Board, as well as Common Ground. I have community service is embedded in me, I think I should state. And because of that, I know the community. I know the people that live in the community. I've worked with politicians. I've worked with faith leaders. I work with community leaders. And plus I have not only criminal law experience, but I have civil law experience as well. And I think sometimes those two, a criminal law case may have somewhat of a civil, matter that goes hand in hand. And because I know it, I know how I would be able to deal with those particular issues. I think my experience within the law as well as in the community sets me apart from my opponent. And I think I would be the best choice to serve as judge for Criminal District Court Section K.
Thank you. Next question. What do you think is the single most important duty that the criminal court should fulfill for our city?
I think the most important duty that the criminal court should fill, I think there's two components with that. I mean, most of the I'm going to say defendants that come into court, I want to let them know and educate them that the system is impartial, that justice is blind, that they will have a fair trial, given, you know, as far as I'm concerned as judge. I want to educate them on the proceedings so that they will not feel like they're not a part or they're being looked at differently, that type of thing. And the second thing, I think, second prong to that is, I think as a community person, it is imperative that we let the community know, yes, we're going to be impartial and fair, but for me as a mother of 4 young men, I need them to know that I believe in the safety of our community for everyone involved. Because as a mother, when they leave those doors, I'm concerned, are they going to be turning back? Will they be safe to go out there? And so I know what all parents are concerned about that. And so I want to make certain that as a judge, as judge of Criminal District Court, Section K, I want to make certain that our city remains safe.
Okay, thank you. Next question. What is your vision for the future of the criminal court in New Orleans? What changes, if any, would you advocate and why? And in addition, because I think you've already talked about some changes, what changes in addition to what you've already described?
Well, I know that a lot of people have some concerns about our bail system. Is it fair in that the bail system is supposed to be used not as a punitive measure, but as a measure to ensure that defendants show up for trial. And so I want to look at the bail system, what we can do to make certain that each defendant is afforded an opportunity to, have bail.
Okay. Now, we're just about out of time,
okay.
but with the few seconds we have remaining, how about you tell our viewers your ballot number and where they can find more information about you online?
My name again is Stephanie Bridges. I'm a candidate for Judge of Criminal District Court, Section K. My ballot number is 93, and for more information, you can go to stephaniebridges4judge.com.
Very good. So thank you so much for spending this time with us and giving the viewers more information about you so they can make a more informed decision at the polls. It's great to get to know you, and good luck to you on December the 5th.
Thank you so much, and again, thank you for having me.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll be right back after this short break.